Ruby's boyfriend is throwing another tantrum. She hands me the divorce papers. Just sign them, will ya? It'll calm Tim down. I nod silently and sign my name quietly. As I leave, I hear one of her friends joking. Wow, your husband's so obedient. Wouldn't he go along even if you actually took out the marriage license? Ruby lights a cigarette with a smirk. Wanna bet? They bet. A month later at the marriage bureau, I'd be crying like a baby, doing whatever I was told, exchanging our marriage license for a divorce decree. I held my phone tight, staying silent. Just replied to the latest message. What if I marry you instead? Sure, came the almost instant reply. I turned off my phone. The laughter inside continued. Okay then, if he's really that obedient, the drinks are on me next month. 3 months, Ruby said. Deal, deal, deal. Laughter broke out. I hurriedly walked out. It wasn't until I stepped out of the office building that the sharp sunlight hit me. Tears started to fall. Ruby had her eyes on a college guy who hadn't even graduated yet. She bought him a house in J-City, filled it with luxury items. Still, he wouldn't let her kiss him or come close. He stayed in a 360 square meter suite, wearing custom suits worth a fortune. With his neck stiff, he'd declare, I refuse to be just some lover. Ruby found it all amusing. This marked the third act Ruby played for him. The first time, she pretended we were a lovey-dovey couple. Back then, I was clueless about Tim. Happily, I posed for numerous pictures with her. Watching her post them all over a photo collage was surprising and exciting. But no matter how I scrolled, I couldn't find that tweet. Later, I found out it was set for Tim's eyes only. The second time, we had a staged fight. She left me all alone on the street. She snapped a lonely picture of me and sent it to Tim. You see, he just can't leave me. The third time, she wanted a divorce. My phone vibrated. I took it out. Really? You mean it? Robert. I smiled. Yes, really. That afternoon, Ruby indeed took me to the marriage bureau. She was in a great mood the whole way. She kept asking where I wanted to celebrate our 3rd anniversary. Ruby and I grew up together, and we'd been married for 3 years. What about Prague? We've wanted to feed the pigeons at Prague Square since we were 7. She got out and opened the car door. What's wrong? She frowned, her thumb brushing my cheek. I told you it's just a show. I'm just curious to see when he'll give in. Mid-sentence, something fell out of her pocket. A box of condoms. Ruby lightly coughed, touched her nose, and didn't explain anything. She took me to the bureau. Everything went smoothly. I suffer from aphasia. I often can't speak when around strangers, but I can nod or shake my head. Are you divorcing of your own free will? I nodded. Is the marriage irreparable? I nodded. 1 month cooling off period. Come back in a month. Ruby took the receipt. Before leaving the bureau, she took a picture and sent a message. Soon after, a message for me came through. As always, it was from Tim. Ruby sent him the picture of the receipt with a message. Satisfied? I tapped her profile picture and blocked her. Just finished when I got a flight notification. A moment later, tickets bought. See you in Paris in a month. Nighttime brought dreamt of Ruby. Young Ruby was so sweet. Robert, your eyes are so pretty. Can I talk with you while looking into them often? Robert, your piano playing sounds so good. Can I listen to your concerts every day? Robert, you're my favorite. I want to marry you when I grow up. I liked Ruby too. We always had to sit next to each other in school. Our evenings were packed with playing together. Even when my parents had their accident, I was in her car, playing rock, paper, scissors with her. The cars were way too close. I saw the big truck crash through right in front of me. My dad, my mom, my brother, even my childhood dog, they were all lost in the fire. For a long time, I couldn't utter a sound. I needed Ruby's presence to sleep. Back then, Ruby had lots of patience. Practiced speaking with me. She'd tell me stories all night long. Anyone who dared mock me for being mute, she'd attack them fiercely. Marrying her seemed only natural. The day after graduating college, early morning at my bedside, she suggested, Robert, let's get a marriage license. By the end of the day, we were officially married. My dreams filled with visions of a carpet of red roses, our newlywed home. She kissed me gently. Robert will be happy forever. But when I opened my eyes, everything was black. I reached for my phone. Yet another text from Tim. Picture. A messy bed with a smear of red. An overwhelming wave of disgust hit me, sending me fleeing to the bathroom, dry heaving. Only tears came out. Somehow, in my rush, I accidentally activated the phone. A woman's voice pierced the quiet night. Robert? My heart leapt. I grabbed the phone. Evelyn? Evelyn was someone I met during therapy. After 3 years, my aphasia improved significantly. Only during bouts of low spirits or nervousness would I lose my voice. In the 2 years of married bliss with Ruby, I was nearly cured. Free time and good spirits led me to join a support group for others like me. Assigned a buddy, I met Evelyn. For nearly 2 years, I thought Evelyn was a guy. Her profile picture was a transformer. Initially, she completely ignored me. But peers understand each other. People plagued by aphasia often have deep psychological scars. They might be silent but crave companionship. Relentlessly, I shared bits of my life with her. From texts to voice messages, pictures to videos. Over time, we became close like old pals. So the first time we spoke and I discovered she was a woman, it nearly triggered an episode. I'm sorry, I texted. Did I disturb you? It's not late, is it? Evelyn replied, It's 9 p.m. here. Her voice was surprisingly clear. Only our second call since I found out she was a woman. After realizing her gender, I deliberately kept my distance. That day was purely accidental. I almost hadn't contacted her for a month. As fate would have it, Ruby handed me those divorce papers when Evelyn asked what I was doing. I was so shocked by the word divorce that I left only a single word reply. After signing, trembling, I took refuge outside Ruby's office. Evelyn, it feels like I'm about to lose my family. I have no dad, no mom, no brother, no cherished dog. Even Ruby's leaving. What should I do? Unexpectedly, she shot back. Then marry me. Isn't that an option? Inside, the teasing grew louder. Don't kid around. Without Ruby, Robert won't even speak, let alone get a divorce. For real, think he'd actually go to the bureau and not cry the place down? Is that so? Ruby sneered. The lighter hits the coffee table. Even if he's crying like a dog, he'll still be my Ruby's dog. If I tell him to go east, he'll crawl there. I stare blankly at the unfamiliar woman through the door crack. Fine. Evelyn gave me a list. Things that must be done within a month. Getting a visa and hiring a lawyer are obvious. But there are loads of restaurants to try too. I gladly accept it. Following her list, I try each place one by one. Being alone isn't that bad. Eating, shopping, packing. The day I move out, Ruby texts me. No calls. Missing me? She's traveling with Tim, saying he needs to see the world. She sends a photo. Nice place, anniversary spot. I'd love to block her like I did Tim. But with a divorce certificate needed, I don't. In the next half month, I deal with luxury items, go for a checkup, and organize all of Ruby's assets. The night before heading to the municipal office, Ruby's back. She calls. Robert, you moved out? Used to my silence. She laughs by herself. Robert, you're too cute. Just an act. Let's finish it tomorrow at the office for the divorce certificate? I grip the phone. Robert, it's fine, just okay. I say, cheering from the other side. I hang up, send the time. Next day, I'm up early. Ruby arrives late. Tim's doing, I guess, she sports a faint bite mark. She ignores it, I do too. The process is smoother than before. Done in 5 minutes. Robert, surprise tomorrow. Ruby taps my leg. I pocket the certificate. Ruby, free tonight? I want to talk. Ruby pauses. Then, smiles with peach blossom eyes, flips her certificate. Sure. No matter how this year's Ruby was, I won't deny the past Ruby. I'm grateful for her years with me and the care she once gave. So I never planned on disappearing without a word. But it rained that night. Thunderstorms. I fear these nights. That crash happened in such a storm. I endure the tremors, waiting for Ruby. Worried I'd shatter my built-up walls from habit if she appears. But she doesn't. She calls. It's noisy there. What redemption? Crap. I got sick of him those years. If my mom hadn't pushed me, I wouldn't have bothered. Something shreds again in the storm. I want to hide. Not show anyone my pathetic state. But where? Everywhere is rain and thunder. Laughter. Evelyn calls then. Robert. Her calm voice cuts through the noise. I stay silent. Wait, she says calmly. I'm coming for you. To celebrate Ruby's single status. Party is thrown by friends in KTV, wildly drunk. When someone stirs, checks the phone. Big news. Wakes others. The tycoon's back in J-City. Private jet. Last night. Can't be. She's been abroad. A decade unseen. Really. It's trending. Phone circulates. The buzz reignites. She's with a man. Overnight taking him abroad. PR didn't have time. How urgent is this? Let me see. That guy looks familiar. Ruby. Someone nudges her. This guy with Evelyn, looks like. Ruby's awake but uninterested. Impossible? She grabs the phone unhappily. One glance at the photo, she's stunned. Rain floods the airport. Under a black umbrella, a tall, stern-faced man. She knows Robert too well. His build, hair. Impossible. Ruby throws the phone. Robert and Evelyn? No way. He invited her to his place. Missed her to death after a month apart. Ruby takes a cigarette, lights it. Flicks to Robert's number, about to dial. Sees the time. 3 a.m. Never mind, he's asleep. Still, he always answers her. Ruby relights the phone. Dials. Sorry, the number you've reached is unavailable. After the accident, I never left J-City. All transportation terrifies me. A foreign place is worse. I sit by Evelyn, nervously fidgeting. She looks serious. Responds shortly to the driver. She's quite the celebrity. We were hounded by reporters in J-City Airport. Did I act rashly? Evelyn's name I only learned after we spoke. Paris, a city I never dreamed of. She moves, offers something. Want one? A candy with a pink bunny wrapper. Memories flood back to 2 years ago, talking away. Do you like candy? I found one so delicious. Chewy and soft. Fragrant with peach. If you want, give me an address, I'll send a jar. She replied with an English address. First time acknowledging me. Foreignness melts. I hunted for this bunny candy just to cheer this aloof person up. Want me to unwrap it? She's not so hard to approach. Her voice is gentle, eyes soft. Before I nod, she unwraps it. I take the candy, taste the familiar flavor. Relaxation spreads. I truly settled in a foreign land. Evelyn places me in her apartment. She's busy, rarely home. After adjusting to the time, she talks to me. Robert, what work do you want? Her question took me off guard. Evelyn sips coffee. Haven't started language classes. Nervously, I reply, Can I? She arches a brow. How would you know if you don't try? Then I really find a job. Just basic tutoring, but it thrills me. So happy I wish to share with a few friends, to prove my worth. Logging in, messages flood in. Robert, where are you? Ruby's been frantic. Ruby's looking for me? The night I left with Evelyn, I was not in great shape. So she handled everything else. The assets meant for Ruby were sent to the old house. The rest of the property was entrusted to the lawyer I'd already hired. Divorce proceedings? Left those to the lawyer too. Evelyn canceled other things like phone plans. If Ruby needs anything, she should talk to the lawyer, not me. I was deleting some messages when a call came through. Hit accept by mistake. Robert, what the hell are you up to? Ruby's voice was shrill. Did someone steal your phone? If it's stolen, buy a new one. Didn't you memorize my number? I stayed silent. And where did you go? Why'd you send all that stuff to the old house? You still want to celebrate our anniversary? Ruby. Her name rolled off my tongue. We're divorced now. And cut the call before she could reply. Robert, how many times do I have to tell you to act? Don't you get it? What's your new number? Text it to me. I blacklisted her profile. Pulled up the list of her friends. Blocked them all. A fresh start really helps with letting go. On the way back, I picked up a small cake. Having chatted with Evelyn for over 2 years, I got to know her well. Knew what she liked, at least. She's been coming back to the apartment more lately. Carrying the cake, I thought she'd be home. Never expected her to be so early. As soon as I got my keys out, the door opened. Evelyn stood there in a simple dress, holding a small furry animal. A puppy. I nearly dropped everything in surprise and instantly held the puppy. Is it yours? Never heard you mention it. Or is it a friend's? So cute. It's for you, Evelyn said, closing the door. I blinked. Mine? I hesitated. Can I? Ruby never wanted pets. Said they shed and smelled. Why not? Evelyn smiled, and I felt a burst of excitement inside. I get to have a dog again. Here, brought you some cake. Handing her the cake, I went to play with the puppy on the sofa. My first pup was a birthday gift from my parents. My brother helped them choose. Times were simpler then. Worries seemed non-existent. I always thought a dog took away all worries. Looking up, I wasn't the only one in a good mood. Evelyn sat next to me, quietly enjoying her cake. Evelyn, got cream on you. I stood to grab a tissue, realizing I just casually used her name. Evelyn? Her voice was close. Too close. The puppy whimpered and ran off. In a blink, she was right there, pulling me in with a kiss, firm and unyielding. Robert, did you forget something? My heart almost burst out of my chest, face blushing fiercely. She kissed me again, lightly, softly. When we're getting married. Today or tomorrow. Dazed by the kisses, I considered it was already late. Maybe tomorrow. The next day, she truly took me to City Hall. Supposedly, the Paris mayor himself babbled on. I nodded and we got our marriage certificate. I was nervous but mostly excited. We understood each other. Evelyn wasn't the wrong choice. But then, Ruby somehow got my Paris number. From a French number, she called. So you really went to Paris? She instantly recognized my voice. Acting like a brat now? A whole month and you're still at it? I inhaled deeply to calm down. Ruby, stop disrupting my life. Your life? What life do you even have? Don't think I don't know you went to Paris to find her, right? That candy-loving girl? How can you even dare? I never hid anything I did from Ruby. This doesn't concern you. I'm your wife. How could it not? You better come back. Or else. I hung up. Her message dinged. Not coming back? Fine then. Think you can stick with your sweet girl forever? I never realized how malicious Ruby could be. But then again, someone who cheats and plans fake divorces? What kind of good person could that be? I was blinded by childhood love. That night, texts poured in from friends. Mostly screenshots of Ruby's Twitter, captioned, "What's up with you and Ruby?" She posted a cozy photo of herself and Tim, admitting their relationship. Instead of explaining, I posted a photo of the divorce certificate on Twitter. "Robert, you finally woke up," a friend texted. "Always thought something was off, especially when she wouldn't shut up about your speech issues. The way she'd make you tense. The signs had always been there." Days later, someone messaged, "Is she nuts or what?" Ruby sent the same pic to everyone. A picture of an engagement ring. Screenshots with Tim. Surprise in 3 days. Free? Then a note to me. "Tell Robert, in 3 days my mom's birthday party. If he doesn't come back, I'll find another son-in-law." I thought she was crazy. Ignored her. But I was headed back to the States. Evelyn came home that night with suitcases. "We're going back." I stood there, unsure of her meaning. Marriage papers need to be recognized back home. Evelyn packed documents. Plus, introducing you to family and friends. Ruby never took me to public events. Scared I'd stutter or freeze up. "Robert." Evelyn paused, cradling my face, fixated on me. "There's nothing you can't do." Turns out a healthy relationship feels exactly like this. Evelyn said she had business in J City first, and I needed to meet with my lawyer. So, first stop back home, J City. The bright sun greeted me, unlike the pouring rain when I left. Evelyn was discreet, with sunglasses on, guiding me to the VIP exit. By now, I knew exactly who she really was. 12 years ago, The battle for control of the L Group lasted for months in the headlines. No one expected a young guy who didn't even finish college to end up winning. But even more unexpected was how, when Evelyn took over the L Group, she turned things around with her bold tactics and creative strategies. Within just 2 years, she doubled the size of the already massive company. I'd heard rumors about her, but I was too young back then, and with her being out of the country for so long, I didn't remember her name. Luckily, I didn't run into reporters this time. Evelyn and I made it to the hotel without any issues. She went off to work, and I crashed at the hotel to catch up on sleep before heading to the law firm. Mr. Robert, your assets are being processed as per your instructions. Here are a few documents that need your signature. Please take a look. These are the original contracts of the properties that have been sold. You can take them with you. Everything is proceeding smoothly regarding your personal assets, except the lawyer seemed a bit troubled. There are several properties that are part of the marital assets with Ruby. According to the divorce agreement, it's a 50-50 split. But Ruby is not cooperating. She claims that you two aren't divorced. I frowned. So what do you think? I nodded. Sorry, I'll handle this. I pulled out my phone. After my roommates blocked Ruby, she created various fake accounts. Every day she'd come up with new ways to try and add me. I finally accepted one of them. Are you free tonight? Let's meet up. Ruby didn't reply right away. She was typing for a long time. Back in the country, huh? What a pity. Tonight I'm going shopping with Tim, no time to spare. I looked at my phone, almost laughing out of frustration. She doesn't want to cooperate with asset distribution? There are always options like applying to the court for enforcement. But since I planned to be back for a short time, I wanted things to go smoothly. Maybe since I didn't respond, she messaged again. You want a chance to talk? Tomorrow's my mom's birthday banquet. Come and apologize. Attached was the hotel location. What a nutcase. I blocked her again. At that moment, Evelyn also texted, tomorrow, I'll introduce you to some friends. I quickly put the annoyance from Ruby out of my mind and caught a cab back to the hotel. Evelyn didn't just have a few dresses sent over. There were racks full of them filling the entire room. Seeing how much she was putting into this, I couldn't slack off. Good thing she wasn't back yet. After all, it's been 10 years since Evelyn last returned to the country. It's a big deal for her to personally visit the J-City branch. She must be really busy. The next day, I slept away half the day. When I woke up, it was already afternoon. With my clothes ready and makeup done, Evelyn's text came. The driver's on the way to pick you up. When I got in the car, a call from an unknown number came through. Instinctively, I knew it was Ruby and hung up. Ring, then ignore. Ring, then ignore. Finally blocked number, again. But, unexpectedly, when the driver parked, I saw Ruby. She was standing at the hotel entrance, dialing and redialing my number, finally smashing her phone in frustration. I glanced up at the hotel name. It was the same one Ruby had messaged me about yesterday. Right then, Evelyn's call came in. Have you arrived? Do you need me to come down and get you? Her voice was always so calming. I glanced back at Ruby with her scowl. No need, I'll come up. Ruby seemed to hear my voice and looked over. Her expression was hard to pin down, as if surprised and overjoyed, mixed with some repressed anger. She kicked aside her shattered phone, holding back a grin. Knew you'd show. Let's go, she said smugly, turning away quickly. It seemed this hotel was booked out. Suddenly, I realized what kind of friends Evelyn meant for me to meet. Seeing I wasn't following, Ruby slowed down deliberately. Fine, I'll apologize first, all right? She lowered her voice. It's just because you don't like Tim, right? I'll stop seeing him. Okay? You're way too petty. He never did anything to you. I took a deep breath, keeping my cool. Up on the second floor, I spotted several familiar faces. Robert finally comes back. Huh? Ruby, with all these people here, aren't you afraid bringing him along? Exactly. There are some big shots here today. Ruby threw them a glare. Scram. She pulled me closer. Stay behind me and no matter what happens, just smile and don't talk. Get it? I stopped walking, annoyed. Ruby. My voice was cold. I'm not here for you. Ruby burst out in laughter. Come on, it's come to this. Still playing hard to get? If not for me, then who? The door to the inner hall swung open, and I spotted Evelyn right away. It wasn't her stage, yet there she was in the main seat. To her left was Ruby's mom, and on the right was Ruby's brother, Bruce, who managed the company. Others were standing, sitting, sipping drinks, whispering, forming a semicircle around Evelyn as the focal point. See that? Ruby whispers. In the middle, someone my mom barely got to come. Her husband will be here soon too. If you embarrass me, my mom and brother won't let you off easy. Ruby tried grabbing my hand again, but I shook it off hard. Robert. The voice wasn't soft, and a lot of heads turned our way. Evelyn looked over too, her expression unreadable. Ruby, what's the ruckus? Ruby's mom called out, her irritation directed at me instead. Bruce raised an eyebrow at me before turning a smile on Evelyn. Your husband should be arriving? Shall I go fetch him? There was murmuring. Ruby whispered harshly, I told you not to act up. Happy now? Your first time meeting the family, what impression do you want to make? Yeah, married for 3 years, and this was the first time meeting everyone. Robert, Evelyn suddenly called me over. Come here. And there was an empty spot between her and Ruby's mom. Ruby was taken aback, and so was Ruby's mother and Bruce. I walked forward as Evelyn introduced us. Her voice wasn't loud, but it echoed through the room. Robert. She glanced around. My husband. The room went silent as death. It seemed like everyone forgot to draw a breath. All except Evelyn, cool as ever. Robert. Anything you'd like to say? Every eye was on me. The sweats were cold on my back. My stomach turned with nerves. Evelyn squeezed my hand. Her eyes met mine, and she nodded encouragingly. There's nothing you can't do. I took a deep breath. I looked at Ruby's mom and said, with a clenched fist, Ruby and I have been divorced for a while now. I have no idea why she didn't tell you. Then I turned to Ruby. Ruby, I never thought of marriage and divorce as some kind of game. There's nothing possible between us anymore. I looked at everyone else and said, I am legally married to Evelyn now. There's no longer any connection between Ruby and me. Ruby glanced at our joined hands, disbelief in her eyes, and took 2 steps back. Evelyn stood up as well. I do not want to see anyone harassing my husband in any way after today. Am I clear? Ruby's mom was stunned and nodded repeatedly. Sorry for the disturbance, Evelyn said as she put down the towel, grabbed my hand, and we left. It wasn't until we reached the elevator that my heartbeat started to slow down. Robert! Robert! Ruby shouted outside the elevator. Unfortunately, in the chaos of the conversation, I hadn't pressed a floor button, and she managed to open the elevator door. Evelyn turned around coldly. Anything you need? In the reflection of the elevator walls, I saw my red face and Ruby's stunned, near desperate expression outside the elevator. I quickly pressed the B1 button. As the elevator doors were closing, I lifted Evelyn's chin and kissed her right in front of Ruby, more passionately than ever. Rumor has it that Ruby's been locked up by her people. They took her phone and laptop, cutting off all communication, and made her promise not to bother me again before letting her out. Initially, I planned to get our marriage certificate notarized with Evelyn, but she didn't feel like it and suggested getting one straight from the municipal office. I've met her friends and family, too. Just as I'd heard, she's the eldest granddaughter. Her mom passed away early, and her dad had a sudden heart attack when she was 18. Her uncles don't stand a chance against her now. They're all pretty polite to me. Her friends are well-mannered, except for one, who seems like a childhood friend and jokingly mocks her for being an older virgin. Like, seriously? She's over 30 and still a virgin? Though we've been married for 2 weeks now, and she hasn't made a move on me. Does she not know how? Or is she worried I'll find out she doesn't know how? That night, things were awkward as we headed to bed. I thought about touching her, but then I also felt like avoiding her. Yet, when she kissed me, I could definitely feel it. Evelyn's always busy. It's hard to get close to her. Maybe it's just normal? Even if it isn't, we're already married, and I won't mind it. What are you thinking about? Evelyn suddenly turned to face me. I shook my head immediately. She lifted her head and captured my lips. Recently, she's been kissing me more often and for longer durations. I just wanted to give you more time to accept me, she murmured in that raspy voice, her breath all warm under the covers. The rising temperature in the dark cut off my voice. My mind wandered to the little dog sleeping at the foot of the bed. When we returned home, Evelyn hadn't forgotten to bring it along. The pale purple bedding, our garden full of tulips outside. It's like she remembered every single word I'd ever said to her over the years. I like you, Evelyn, I whispered before kissing her again. Evelyn stiffened for a moment but quickly took the lead. Spring days stretch longer, nights grow shorter. We both stayed awake all night. Some things, inevitably, don't go as planned. There were so many people at the birthday party that some rumors started spreading. Beneath every one of Evelyn's interview videos, there were comments and vague accusations. Keywords like, stolen groom. Evelyn wasn't bothered. The more you suppress it, the wilder it gets, she said. Though it bugged me quite a bit. Evelyn was working late again. We were set to leave for France in just 3 days. While packing, I suddenly heard a commotion outside. Yes, I'd known my husband since childhood, over 20 years. How could something like this just end? Someone shouted outside. Look at this picture, the one of Evelyn at the airport, the one that was scrubbed clean the next day. Tell me my husband looks sober here. Ruby was outside, yelling accusations with a group of live streaming influencers at our doorstep. El Group has no shame. Please, everyone here, be my witness. Today, I must see my husband. Grabbing some papers I'd printed earlier, I rushed downstairs. I'd forgotten that I'd sent all the staff out to run errands, leaving only me at home. I also forgot how all the post-accident interviews had taken a toll on me, rendering me speechless in front of cameras. When you want to protect something, it's astonishing how much strength you can find. I flung open the front door and faced her. Robert. Ruby's face lit up with joy. Before she could say the third word, I slapped her. Ruby, look at yourself. Who gave you the nerve to think I wouldn't leave you? Another slap. And who gave you the courage to slander and spread lies about others? Another. I threw the printed chat history at her. Take a good look. Stop tainting the phrase childhood sweethearts. Finally, I tossed a recorder into her hands, playing back her call to me that night. Redemption? I was so bored with him for those years. If my mom hadn't forced me, I wouldn't have bothered with him. Marriage? Guess what? Ruby went pale, hurrying to pause the recording. But what she stirred up wasn't so easily quelled. The live feed was cut off, and all related footage was wiped clean. The new narrative floating around showed those chats Tim had sent me with Ruby, remarkably off. Soon, Tim, who'd been laying low, was fully exposed. People even found out he lived in a mansion bought by Ruby, where designer stuff she got him, pretending to be some rich dude to pick up wealthy women. Evelyn, who usually let business be business, had never gone after Ruby before. But this mess shut down any cooperation between the two families. Within days, Ruby's mom called me. We didn't handle Ru Yen right. I'm sorry, Robert. Could you, for the sake of all these years? I cut her off. You might have looked out for me back then. But I've also handed over my parents' business, bit by bit, because of you. I don't owe you anything. Evelyn and I stuck to our plan to head back to France. We left on a drizzly day. There was another commotion as we passed through security. Ruby somehow got there, covered in dirt and rainwater. She looked a mess. Robert, she said, grabbing my luggage. The ground was slippery, and she fell right in front of me. Robert, please don't go. Evelyn showed her disdain openly, but she just glanced at her watch, gave a nod to someone nearby, and soon people with phones out, ready to take pics, were cleared away. Ruby clung tightly to my suitcase. Listen to me. We've had way too many misunderstandings. That call was from Tim, not me. I had no idea. I was drunk and said some big words. I never thought you were a bother. I married you because I actually like you. Those things I said to Tim, I was just out of my mind. Yeah, he's just really manipulative. He seduced me. I didn't really want a divorce. Didn't I say I wanted to surprise you? I was planning to propose to you again the next day. Robert, it was all a big mix-up. That night, I wanted to come to the apartment, too, But that fool Richard insisted on going out for drinks. Yeah, it's always someone else's fault. I looked down at her tear-streaked face. The condoms were slipped into your pocket by someone else. The bed, you got pushed onto it. All those degrading, humiliating words. You were possessed by a ghost. For them to slip out of your mouth. I could speak all that without even stopping for a breath. Ruby, you just think I can't live without you. So you look down on me, ignore me, belittle me, mocking me, putting me down. It's become the only way you feel worth anything in your failed life, hasn't it? The only thing you can brag about is knowing a guy who once depended on you completely, trusted you fully. Let it go. Let's not end this long friendship on a sour note. Ruby's hand shook violently. She let go. Robert, please give me another chance. Okay? This time She reached for my hand, but I swiftly moved away. You're disgusting. Ruby's words stopped dead. I grabbed my suitcase and turned to leave. Evelyn was waiting for me not far ahead, and I linked my arm with hers. Suddenly, a wailing sound came from behind. I didn't see Ruby for a long time after that. Every now and then, I'd hear bits and pieces about her and Tim from my roommate. Tim's situation blew up. Some rich kids, including Ruby, all reported him. He got expelled, didn't even get his diploma. Not sure if the lawsuit ever wrapped up or what the outcome was. Ruby got kicked out of her house. Maybe it was to suck up to Evelyn, or maybe her mom's business was struggling, and she took it out on Ruby. She shut off all her credit cards, took back all the assets in Ruby's name, and sent her out to find work on her own. The once lavish heiress, who didn't blink at million-dollar custom orders, was now pinching pennies just to buy a bottle of booze. I even heard rumors about her and Tim brawling on the street. Two people down and out, even if they fought till they bled, nobody cared. My job went smoothly. Students grew from 1 to 2, then 2 to 4. Soon I had a whole class of kids. My language studies were going pretty well too. Although those 15 tenses often left me cross-eyed, I could at least hold a basic conversation. That first winter in France, Evelyn took me skiing. As we sped down the Alps, I screamed out loud. At night, we lay in the hotel nestled in the valley, counting stars. Each star was someone who once loved us. Evelyn held me tight. Robert, I love you. I love you so much. The biggest regret in life is trusting your heart to the wrong person. The greatest fortune in life is loving the right person. And you just happen to have fallen into my hands.